Chapter 18. The day moved on from afternoon to evening, touched midnight and vanished, never to return. The happy bus was parked in the middle of a crop circle, in the middle of a cornfield, in the middle of nowhere. The children were all asleep. The adults were all over the place. Bourne had wandered off in search of something or other. Louise danced all alone to music that only she heard, and Bollocks made love to Candy in a field nearby. Tuppe lay on his back in the corn circle and gazed up at the stars. "It's good here, isn't it?" he sighed. "Splendid." Cornelius lay beside him, chewing on a cornstalk. "I could really get into this kind of life." "How could you?" Tuppe made a doubtful face. "Really?" "I could. Life on the road, you know, like Jack Kerouac. The sun never going down on you in the same place twice. The road beneath, the sky above. Away with the raggle-taggle gypsies, oh! That kind of thing. Yes. A life of romance and rheumatism. You'd hate it." "I would not." "I did. Listen, Cornelius, I spent my childhood on the road. If you've never done it, it seems like a good idea. If you have, it ain't. To quote your lost love, it sucks." "You were just little then," said Cornelius. "I'm still little," said Tuppe, "and it still sucks." "You're not little." Cornelius touched his heart. "Not in here, you're not." "Oh, please." Tuppe mined 2 fingers down the throat. "You would hate a life on the road. Believe me, you would." "I know, but it's good for now." "It's good for now, yes."
"They're good people."
"They're great people."
"Great people."
"So what are we great people going to do?"
"We're off to see the hairdryer."
"That's not what I mean, and you know it."
"I know it."
Cornelius raised himself on his elbows.
"Is this a real corn circle, do you think?"
"As opposed to what?"
"An unreal one, I suppose."
"And what exactly would be the difference?"
"I don't know."
"This one's a Thorogood," said Tuppe knowledgeably.
"A Thorogood? What's that?"
"Tubby Thorogood. He's a wee man, like myself, one of the Thorogood clan. They do most of the circles round here."
"They what?"
"The Thorogoods do up here. The Rimmers do Wiltshire. The Dovestones do Wales. I forget who does Sussex. The McCartneys, I think."
"What? You mean they're all fake?"
"Of course they're not fake. It's all real corn."
"That's not what I mean, and you know it."
"I don't know what you mean," said Tuppe. "They are circles in cornfields. They're art. They mystify. They intrigue. They excite controversy and debate. They entertain. And above all, they are beautiful to behold."
"But some people think..."
"Some people think the hedgehogs fall out of the sky. Your dad, for one. Whatever some people think, it's up to them. As long as they pay the £1 admission fee, that's all right with the farmer. He respects the artist's right to remain anonymous and gives him 10% of the take. You can make more money exhibiting corn circles nowadays than harvesting the crop."
"That's outrageous,"
said Cornelius. "I know. In my opinion, the artist should get 50% of the take."
"And that's not what I meant either."
Big Bourne appeared on the scene with 2 flagons of cider.
"I've got some scrumpy," he said. "Where's Bollocks?"
"He's in the next field, shagging your wife," said Tuppe helpfully.
"We'll save him some for later then,"
said Bourne.
"He'll need it."
"Outrageous," said Cornelius once more.
"You haven't tasted it yet,"
said Bourne.
"That's not what I forget it."
Cornelius grinned.
"It's good here, isn't it? Splendid."
Bone passed the cider flagon around. "Pity Rosie's not here." Tuppe took a big sip and passed it on to the tall boy.
"Tell me, Bone," said Cornelius, "what do you think about corn circles?" "I love 'em. This one's a Thorogood, isn't it? Big centre, plenty of room for the art lovers to mill about, but I reckon it's a right stitch-up. The artist's only getting 10% of the take. Don't you?"
"Outrageous." Cornelius took a great big swig of cider.
"Outrageous."
Inspector Horvis sat alone in his garret. He was reading a copy of the Book of Ultimate Truths, and he was making copious notes. Again and again he referred to the big fat file on Hugo Rune, and again he made notes. Occasionally he delved into certain books of occult lore which had been in his family for 23 generations, and then he made more notes. Once in a while he drank from a thermos flask containing iced ether, and having so done he uttered things such as,
"I feel that I'm nearing a solution," or "The crime of the century right in the bag,"
and sometimes,
"I am a little grey Bakelite tram, and my name is Barnacle Bill."
And every so often he fell from his chair and struck the floor with a bang, and when he did this, the lady who lived downstairs whacked her ceiling with a broom handle and threatened to call the police.
"Enjoying the cake?"
asked the king. Arthur Corbould was up to his elbows in it. "Very much," he said with his mouth full. They were seated in great big ornate chairs at the great big banquet table in the king's great big hall. The king was drunk.
"We don't get out as much as we used to,"
he said. "Not as much?" Arthur wiped his mouth on his sleeve.
"Not at all, in fact."
The king poured something important into Arthur's glass.
"And we don't laugh any more. Know what I mean?"
Arthur pushed more cake into his mouth. "You're drunk," said he. The king looked crookedly at the generous array of unbunged barrels.
"I hardly touch stuff. You're the one who's drunk, Arthur."
"I have every excuse to be drunk. Pressures of work. You only work once a year, or you're supposed to. You don't even do that anymore."
"Would you want to work on your birthday?"
"I wouldn't mind if I had the rest of the year off, like you do."
"Kings are not supposed to work, especially on their birthdays. Kings delegate. That's what kings do."
"If you let me delegate a bit, we could get out once in a while."
"Where's my friend Hugo?"
asked the king. "Gone," said Arthur. "We went through all of that last night. Remember all the fuss about?" Arthur paused and studied the king's blank expression. He didn't remember. About his favourite car getting stolen and Rune escaping and the other cars getting blown up and the special birthday spell getting broken.
"Well," said the king.
"Nothing," said Arthur.
"Hugo and I used to get together and have big laughs."
"That was nearly 20 years ago, before you and he fell out."
"Did we fall out, Arthur? Did we?"
"You did. A little matter of him getting your daughter pregnant, in the hope that you'd make him marry her, and he could then become Prince Hugo the First of Fairyland."
"Hairdryer," said the king.
"And did he marry her?" Arthur shook his head. "Your daughter refused, but she had the child, the weird one, the deviant, called himself the Campbell, and ran away to become a Scotsman, then tried to get back here and assassinate you."
"Whatever happened to him, do you think?"
"We blew him up with a train of Trismegistus."
"My poor grandchild."
The king put his face in his hands and wept tears of ale. "You told me to do it. You called it being firm but fair. You hated him."
"I did not."
"You did too."
"Well, he was half human. The only thing I hate more than a half human is a whole human. Have some more cake, Arthur. Do."
"Thanks." Arthur Corbould carved himself another slice.
"So,"
said the king,
"at least you're here. I can rely on you."
"You can rely on me," said Arthur cakeily.
"That's good," said the king. "That's very, very good."
"Good cake."
"Good cake and good company, and I can rely on my good friend Arthur."
"You certainly can."
"I can rely on him to get back my favourite car, make good all the damage done to the other 4, fix my special birthday spell that he broke, and bring in Hugo Rune before he wreaks chaos on the lot of us. More cake."
Arthur was choking on the piece he already had.
"What? Not for me,"
he spluttered.
Not for me, what?
Not for me, sir. Not for me, thank you. Polly put her hand over her wine glass. She was dining with Prince Charles at a most exclusive restaurant. It's getting very late.
I do so appreciate you coming out to dinner with me, said the prince, dropping the royal one. It's been really interesting talking to you about trains and everything.
It was kind of you to ask me. You're a really nice man.
Thank you.
The prince did that nice smile he does.
I'm not very good at this kind of thing, but would you care to come back to my place and see my priceless collection of LWR sleeper ties?
Not really, said Polly. But if you do want to come back to my place and have a shag, I'm up for it.
Hey, bollocks.
Cornelius raised his head from the cider flagon.
Come over here.
What am I missing? Bollocks stumbled into the corn circle, zipping himself into respectability. What's happening? Cornelius handed him the flagon.
We were just discussing the cornfield phenomenon.
Bollocks gulped cider.
Pretty weird stuff,
said he, wiping his chin.
So, you don't know how they're done?
Cornelius made a hopeful face.
Mystery to me.
Bollocks took further sips.
A mystery?
Cornelius grinned.
Complete mystery.
Bollocks finished the cider.
How did the Thorougoods get him so perfectly round?
Good night, said Cornelius Murphy, lapsing from consciousness.
And God bless you, Tubby Thorogood.